So, Gia, have you heard of polynomials before?
Yes.
You have? Okay. So today we are going to start with polynomials and then we will connect this topic of to know some terms related to polynomials. Okay. So as I said, any story has three components. Well, it can have five as well, but we are going to take three components. First is the beginning. Then you have the middle. And in the middle part, we get to learn about the characters of the story. And then it has an end. Now let's start with the story of polynomials. So in the beginning, we will do some vocabulary related to polynomials. Vocabulary. Basically, we will get to know different terms of polynomials. Then in the middle, we will learn about characters. So here there are different types of polynomials. So here we'll do classification of polynomials. And when we do classification, you will see how many types of polynomials actually exist. And then in the end, we are interested in knowing about a specific type of polynomial, which is quadratic polynomial. So there are many characters, but we are only interested in one character, which is quadratic polynomial. So let's get started. Okay. So Gia, we need to learn two concepts in vocabulary section. First is number of terms. Number of terms of a polynomial. Second is called degree. Degree of a polynomial. Okay. Then on the basis of these two concepts, we will classify the polynomials. We will classify the polynomials on the basis of two concepts. First, number of terms. Second, on the basis of degree. Okay. Then on these two bases, we will see there are certain types of polynomials. And out of those polynomials, we will pick up any one. Basically, we will pick up quadratic polynomial. Okay, so I'm going to start now. First, first is number of terms. Actually, before this, I would like to know from you, what do you understand by a polynomial?
A polynomial is an algebraic expression with more than two terms, like a binomial, a monomial, and a trinomial.
So you said it's an algebraic expression with maybe two or more than two terms?
Yes.
Okay, so a polynomial cannot have one term?
No.
Okay. No, actually, a polynomial can also have one term as well. Okay, so see, on the basis of number of terms, so I'm going to write a polynomial which has one term. No, actually, let me just start with three terms. So 3x minus x squared plus 11. This is a polynomial, okay, and this polynomial has three terms. Okay. Can you give me an example of a polynomial with two terms?
A binomial, 3x plus 12.
3x plus 12. Okay. So this has two terms. So similarly, we can have a polynomial with just one term as well. If I just write 3x, this has how many terms? One term, right? If I just write a single number, let's say negative 97, this is also a polynomial with just one term. Okay. So a polynomial can also have one term as well. We will do their names like you mentioned, binomial, trinomial, monomial. So that will actually come in classification of polynomials. We'll do that under the classification. So this is a concept of number of terms. Also, let me tell you one more thing, Jia. The polynomials is actually made up of two words, poly plus nom. Poly means many and nomial means terms. Okay, poly means many and nomial means terms. So polynomial is actually an algebraic expression with many terms. But it's not necessary that it has to have two terms, two or more than two terms. It can have one term as well. Okay, so this is done. Second is degree. Concept number 2, degree of a polynomial. Degree, it's very simple. Have you heard of this term before, Gia? Degree of a polynomial?
Yes, it's the largest, well, degree from that whole polynomial.
It's the largest power of the variable. So if I take the first polynomial that I took 3x minus x squared plus 1. Okay. Here we see the variable is x. What is the variable? Variable is x. Okay. And it is appearing in two terms, in two of the three terms. So in this term, the power of x in first term. Can you tell me what is the power of x in the first term?
It's 1, but
It's
obviously
1.
2 is bigger than 1, so 2 is going to be the degree of polynomial.
Exactly. Awesome. So power of x in second term is 2. So the degree in this case is 2. So we say that degree is highest power of the variable. Okay, it's very simple. I will not spend much time on this. Then this was the beginning of our story. Okay, we learned about the vocabulary. Now we will see the characters of our story. For this, we will do classification. And as I said, we have two bases to classify the polynomials. First is on the basis of number of terms, then on the basis of degree. Okay. For number of terms, we did three cases, 3 terms, 2 terms, and 1 term. When a polynomial has one term, it is called a monomial. When a polynomial has 2 terms, it is called a binomial. And you can guess this, if a polynomial has 3 terms, it is called trinomial. So now instead of using the word poly, we are using the word mono, bi, and tri. Mono means 1, bi means 2, tri means 3. Okay, so a polynomial can also be with just one term. Okay, next is on the basis of degree. Okay, Gia. If a polynomial has degree of 1, then we call it something. If a polynomial has degree 2, then we call it something. And if a polynomial has degree 3, then we call it something else. If it is of degree 4, then we call it something else. So do you know these names? A polynomial of
Um, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing for the first three, and the fourth one is there's a specific name for it. It's like quadnomial or like I forgot. I don't
okay,
remember.
okay, no worries. So a polynomial with degree 1 is called linear polynomial. Linear polynomial, okay? Polynomial with degree 2 is called quadratic polynomial. Quadratic, quadratic polynomial with degree 2. Polynomial with degree 3 is called cubic polynomial. Okay. Polynomial of degree 4 is called quartic. Quartic. So usually I've seen that people get confused between quadratic and quartic. Okay. Usually, we use this prefix quad to represent something which has four sides, like quadrilateral. Quadrilateral is a closed figure with four sides. So quad is usually used to represent something with four characteristics. But in this case, quadratic means, don't forget this, quadratic polynomial means which has degree 2.
I will remember because a quadratic equation has its highest degree as 2.
Exactly. Now this actually brings us to the end of the story. What are the characters of our story? These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 characters. Okay. So basically we see that there are 7 types of polynomials. Out of these 7 polynomials, we are interested in quadratic. We will be learning about quadratic polynomials.